and why you ended up making that move to EXP.
People were, trying to recruit me left and right.
You've got all these people watching you. To make a change like that takes a lot of guts.
Hey, this is real now. Like I'm really doing this.
What would you say to someone that says, hey, he's coaching for free in order to make money over here? With me today, I've got the one and only Ricky Carruth. What's up, Ricky? How you doing, man?
What up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for being on the show. I appreciate the time.
Yeah, man. You look aerodynamic today.
Yeah, dude, I shaved my head over the quarantine. My girls, they all shaved me up.
Nice.
I noticed you shaved your head too.
Going.
Yeah, I'm trying to grow it back. I don't know if it's working or not, but I couldn't get a haircut.
I shaved my head completely, and it's kind of growing back down. So
I saw that. I'm like, I had to, man. I had like this afro going. I had this huge, and my girls were like, that thing's got to go. So they shaved me down.
Nice.
So what's it like being a dad, man? You got the new baby. What's life like?
Yeah, no, it's great. Especially right now, staying home and stuff. Spending a lot of time, with the family. It's been awesome. We got lucky with a really awesome baby that just basically laughs, all the time. And, we haven't had any problems, knock on wood. So we've been super blessed, man. She's just a happy baby. So, everybody tries to scare you about the baby thing. Oh, your schedule and stuff. But, I think maybe that comes on the second. I think people are mostly more talking about maybe when the second baby comes, that might kind of mess you up a little bit. But one baby and, a stay-at-home mom, I've been able to maintain routine and stay busy and stay on track. So, yeah, man, I'm kind of like eating the cake, having my cake and eating it too kind of deal.
I love it. Yeah, I think a lot of people underestimate the value of a supportive spouse doing kind of what we do in this business. And from the outside, it looks like your wife is super supportive of everything you're doing, which I think makes everything we do worth it. Would you agree?
Oh yeah, she does, man. I mean, she if I have to go and do a speech somewhere, take a trip, I mean, she's all behind it. And all the time I spend doing certain things, she and I spend a lot of time with them too, so it goes both ways. I think one thing that makes it all work is when you're not working, you got to be fully present with them. And really, you can't just be there looking at your phone. You're thinking about other things, that's what makes it work. If you're working all the time and then you're not present when you're with the family, then that can create some serious issues. But if you work and then you separate that from the family time and you really give them attention, and you have all those special memories and moments and happy times, then, it works. So I think that's where a lot of people go wrong with the family work balance, is they're not really present. They're thinking about work. They're texting, they're worried, they're, struggling with the mindset behind it. It's like, just relax, you did all you could do today. Let's shut it down. Let's enjoy this. Because, hey, we could be gone tomorrow.
Yeah.
You got to enjoy every second. So can't just work your life away.
I love it. Yeah, I was so bad at that earlier in my career. It would drive my wife, absolutely crazy. Always having the phone, always responding to stuff all the time. I mean, so she gave me that feedback over years and years and years, and to the point where, to your point, it's like all those problems are going to be there. Just shut it off and enjoy the moment, because all that stuff's waiting for you when you turn the phone back on. So let me ask you this. This is kind of what everyone's wondering, huge RE/MAX agent. You joined EXP recently. I want to walk people through that are watching this, the decision, like the mindset of how that came to be and why you ended up making that move to EXP.
Well, there's a lot to it, but I would say first off, the agents that are not in EXP and they're just looking at it from the outside, they don't know how good it is. They assume certain things and they see something new coming up and they just automatically assume, this is a fly by night or this is a joke or whatever. And I was guilty of that. People were, trying to recruit me left and right, last year. And I thought the same thing, fly by night, joke, and the recruiting was absolutely just the most annoying thing you could possibly think of. It's just like, golly, get away from me kind of deal. And, over the course of the year, you watch them and you realize, wait a minute, this is a real company. These guys are super innovative. They experienced enormous growth. They are changing the industry because they've introduced cloud-based brokerage. There's going to be some companies come up in the future that are going to try to knock EXP off. And who knows, 10, 20 years, 5 years, at some point there might be a company that comes along and builds a better model or a more attractive situation. Who knows? When Remax came along 40 something years ago, they were the new kid on the block, just like EXP. They had a better model than what was currently out there. All the brokerages out there were charging their agents 50%, something like that. And Remax comes along and says, hey, give me a little desk fee and I'll give you all your commission. Mm-hmm. And the agents started putting the numbers together of what it looks like at the end of the year. Okay, I'm paying half my commission over here, or I'm giving a little desk fee and getting all my commission over here. Okay, the numbers work. But you fast forward 40 something years, now the tables have turned, so far, the pendulum has swung so far the other way. Now you look at Remax and you realize they're actually, now it's funny because they grew because they were the cheapest model, and now they're the most expensive model out there. So I wasn't looking to make a move. I had a few things that my values and the way Remax was, moving forward, it just didn't line up. I don't really want to get into that because I don't want to talk bad about Remax. Remax was great for me. And, they're a good company and a great brand. I just feel like I have more of a vision in terms of they're a company with corporate earnings, and they have to satisfy shareholders. And I feel like I am an agent who wants to better the industry. And so there were some things that happened that just absolutely disrespected me, let's just say. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to look around. And so as I'm looking around, I realized, well, EXP went from, at the time, it was 12,000 to 25 or 6,000 agents, within a year. Now they're over 29,000. They're growing at an incredible rate. And you look at that growth and you think, whoa, wait a minute, because number one, the growth is amazing, but also how they handled it. You got to look and see how they handled it. They handled it with really almost no growing pains whatsoever, which tells you that they have an incredibly scalable business. I mean, they can go infinity agents, the way that they have it set up, and them being more of a tech company, than a brick and mortar company like a KW or a Remax. They're light years ahead of those guys in terms of technology, And so you just start putting all the pieces of the puzzle together, right? And so then you start to realize how, like, I'm saving 70 grand a year just on my Remax fees, just on my volume. That's if I don't recruit a single agent.
Sure.
I'm saving 70 G's, a year. So that's if I just keep selling. And, then you add in the fact that you get stocks in a company that's going to experience incredible growth over the next 3, 4, 5, 10 years. And the moment that you become an EXP agent, it is the equivalent. It's the same thing as you owning your own worldwide franchise. It would take you millions of dollars to build a brand and to get licensed in every state, have a broker set up in every state, in Canada, in UK, in Australia. It would cost you millions to get to that point. And you have tons of liability. With EXP, literally an agent doesn't even have to be a broker. An agent, as soon as they sign up, then literally they have the same exact equivalent of owning their own franchise worldwide for basically nothing with zero liability. And so you can build this team nationally, globally for nothing, and reap the benefits and have zero liability. It's really quite incredible the way that it is. So you keep looking at it and you keep looking at it. And I just kept looking at it, and I just came to a point where I couldn't figure out a reason not to go. It was just like, where's the reason not to go? I can't find it. You know what I'm saying? So, it was a lot. I mean, it was a lot, and made the decision, started to put the pieces of the puzzle together, and then I had to tell my broker, who is like a father figure to me. This is like a guy that, I mean, we've been through thick and thin together. This is like my dad almost. It's close as you can get to a father. And telling him, when I told him, of course he was sad, but supportive. And, at that point it's like, okay, this is real now. Like I'm really doing this. And that's when you start to second guess yourself, and you go through all the different phases of, fear, or, is this the right thing, and different things like that. You're always going to second guess yourself. But, those are the moments right there when you're making a good move, when you're moving towards something that in your heart is a great move, and it scares you a little bit. It's like public speaking. It's like making cold calls for the first time. It's like anything else that scares you, but that's the direction of success, and so that's when I really started to feel good about it. When I got really scared, right as I was making the transition, and I was like, yes, this has to be a good move. And now that I'm here, man, I tell you what, bro, it is a breath of fresh air. I'm able to breathe, man. I feel free. I can do as I want, and bring agents in all over the country, and Canada, UK, Australia. So, like I said from the beginning, agents that aren't in there, they're just looking at it. They're not really looking at it the right way. It's they don't understand how good it really is. And I met the founder, and just you feel like you're talking to the founder of Uber or Jeff Bezos or somebody. I mean, he is an incredibly down to earth, innovative person. So I don't know, man. I really stand behind it up to this point. It's something I thought I'd never say.
It's great, man. And you know what, Ricky? I give you a lot of credit, and for this reason. What you've been able to do to build your personal brand across the real estate platform has been amazing in really a short amount of time. And now you're constantly on stage, right? You've got all these people watching you. To make a change like that takes a lot of guts, and making change for most people have a tough time ordering at a restaurant. You make this big life change on a global stage. And so I've got to give you a lot of credit for that. And so you talk about getting over the fear of making these huge changes. What would you say to, what is it like now that you're there? You mentioned a couple things, but, I think for a lot of people, they're scared because where they're at is so comfortable that they're scared of, if I go here, what is it really like? And so can you pull back the curtain real quick and kind of let people know, all right, Ricky's at EXP now. What's life like there?
Man, I'm telling you, like I said, it is just like a weight off my shoulders, because there's so many tools. There's so many different streams of income. There's so much camaraderie that the culture of EXP is incredible, because it's agents trying to help agents. I mean, the company is full of agents, and even if you're not in the same downline, if you're part of a different group or something, you wouldn't believe how much people are trying to help each other. That they're not even connected, they're not even making money off each other, but they're all just trying to help each other. That's the kind of agent that EXP attracts, is people who want to help other agents. So you got this company full of agents that want to help other agents. And that's what I am. I'm an agent that wants to help other agents. That's why it's such a good fit for me. But yeah, the culture is something like I've never seen. Super helpful. It wasn't like that where I was, there were some agents that want to help and stuff like that, but nothing like this. And, over there, everybody's competing to be number one in the state and, the rankings, and it's all about volume. And so, there's some agents that are really closed off and, holding stuff tight to their chest. Over here, everybody's just like giving it all away. Here's how you do it. Here's what to do. I mean, you wouldn't believe the advice that I'm getting from big name guys in the company that, have no vested interest in me whatsoever, So, it's been great. I've been there a little over 60 days. I've got over 60 agents in my little network already. And, we hop on a Zoom twice a week, network with each other. I'm coaching them. We're bouncing ideas off each other and getting better. We're working through this current situation and trying to navigate the market as we move along here. And so I just feel so in control now, as opposed to where I was. It's just, I just feel so much in a better place, and I feel like the financial burden too is just so much off of me. 70 grand, is what I'm saving. Cause at the end of the day, I was spending about 80 grand a year at Remax, 5% plus my desk fee. And over here, I'm paying in about 24,000 with my 100 deals, but I get 16 back in stock. So I figured it up. I'm somewhere around 9,000 is what I'm paying, per year when I figure everything in. And that's not counting, whatever I make off of the recruits. I'm not even counting that. I'm just counting my volume.
Sure.
It's a 70 grand swing. So
that's major. That's major.
I know, dude. It's like a $6,500 a month raise. It's mind boggling. Of course, everybody's not doing my kind of volume. They're not doing 100 deals, 40 million a year. So you can't really compare. But even when you look at these smaller agents, it's still a swing, So I don't know. It's just been really interesting. And what I'm doing with it is it's bigger than EXP for me. It's just another platform for me to help agents more than I already was. I'm bringing agents in and I'm really working with them one-on-one, hardcore. And we're building a business together. We're business partners now, as opposed to them just knowing me online and doing the free coaching. Now we're working together. So it's a whole new ball game. So, it's bigger than EXP for me. I'm 0 to diamonds in place. Thousands of agents are there growing every day. That's something that's more online. Do the 90 days. I will get on a call with you when you complete the 90 days, but this is more of ongoing one-on-one forever, to help you get where you want to go. Because what I'm really good at is once I know what your 5 and 10 year really big goals are, that's what I'm good at, is helping you achieve those big goals. Because it's hard for me to tell you what you're going to accomplish in a year or what you're going to accomplish in 2 years. But if you do these things, I can tell you exactly where you're going to be in 5 years, So that's what I'm good at, the bigger goals. And that's what I'm doing, as I'm bringing agents in and I'm figuring out where they want to be over the long haul. And, I want to work hard to try to get them there.
Love it. I love it. So did you have any, another big concern that agents have about changing companies? I've got my company, so I deal with recruiting agents all the time. And so one of their biggest concerns is their client base. Did you have any of your clients concerned about, what company you're with at all? Or do they do business with you because you're Ricky? They don't care if you're with Remax or Billy Bob's Realty. What's been in your experience?
No, and that's something that I've been talking about for years now, even when I was with Remax, is that people don't care where you're with. They don't care what company you're with at all. They care how you talk and how you work. That's it. As long as you are communicating, you know how to talk to them, you make them feel comfortable, you let them understand you know what you're doing, and then you back it up with hard work. When you can prove to them you're a hard worker and you're talking to them just right and they feel comfortable with you, they don't care what company you're with. These agents that hide behind companies, it's because they don't know how to communicate, and they think that because they say they're with a company, that's why they're getting the business. But it's not true. It's just not true. And if you look at those big brand companies with those agents who say that the brand matters, well, okay, let's take a close look at your business and let's see how many listings you lost to no-name company agents. I bet you anything you've lost several to no-name company agents, So you can't sit here and tell me that because you're with that brokers that's why you get all the business you get and that it's really paying off for you, because, you're losing deals to no-name listing agents as well, So it goes both ways. It doesn't matter where you're at. You're always going to lose deals to other agents. I don't care how good you are. You're always going to lose deals, and you're always going to get deals that other agents might have thought they should have got. And none of it really, I mean, if you really boil it down, there may be a good 1 or 2% that actually it mattered about the company, or something like that. Such a low number that it just doesn't even, you can't even pay attention to it, So no, man, my business has went full steam ahead. I switched over all my listings. What's so crazy? Some of my listings that I switched over, I had to get them to sign a transfer form from Remax to EXP. They didn't even know I was with Remax. A couple of them. Yeah, that was what was so crazy. But last week, man, I listed a beach house. He didn't even ask me what company I was with. Sold it in a day, 1.15 mil. I listed a condo for 500, had multiple offers, sold a couple houses and another condo. I mean, you just got to stay busy. That's all about how you work and how you talk. It's not the company. I mean, I was crushing it with a company named Pool and Associates in Gulf Shores before I moved to Remax. I mean, I was absolutely crushing it with those guys. It's like Pool and Associates. Who are you? Are you a title company, insurance company, lawyer? They didn't know what it was. Real estate was nowhere in the name of the company, but I still crushed it with those guys. I was making like $200,000 a year. So no, man, you got to be confident in who you are.
Totally agree. I mean, I was with Keller Williams my whole career. I opened an independent. I started this name from scratch. The name of the company is the street that I used to live at, and our business has been totally fine. So, let me ask you this too. So, a lot of people believe, whether it be right or wrong, good or bad, they have questions about, is EXP really designed for the influencer or the solo agent they don't care about recruiting agents? All they want to do is sell houses in their basement, I guess. Is EXP set up for that just solo agent, or is it better for the influencer because of the national platform, because you can essentially open a worldwide brokerage overnight? Because all these big influencers seem to be going there, but you don't hear that much from the solo practitioner that doesn't want anything to do with recruiting. What's your opinion on that?
There's a lot of solo agents that don't want to do recruiting. I have a lot of agents that came on board that want nothing to do with recruiting. They just want to come in and get their volume up, and that's it. They don't want to recruit. They don't want to do anything else. They just want to sell real estate, and that's great. That's the good thing about it. It's whatever you want out of it. You can come in and just sell. You can sell and recruit. You can just recruit. You can do whatever you want to do. The cool thing that makes it all work is that your front line, the people directly under you, they have to qualify. Okay. That's what makes this entire thing work. That's why you don't have just everybody just recruiting and nobody selling. Because if your front line's not qualified, then you don't get credit for certain people or certain levels down. So, to qualify means you have to do either 2 transactions or $5,000 in commission every 6 months. And so that little rule right there makes this a real company, because, nobody's making $5,000 every 6 months, $10,000 a year. You're either making nothing or you're making $100,000 or more. Very few people are doing, $20,000, $30,000. Most of the people do $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. That's their first or second year. They're moving up to, 75 to 100, 100 to 50. Nobody's doing 5,000 and that's it. So that's what makes this really interesting. And what's really cool is, like I say, all the agents I'm bringing on board, all of them are interested in selling real estate. You know,
Mm.
some of them are recruiting as well, but none of them are just recruiting. Like these people are on the phone prospecting, doing what they have to do to sell properties, because that's the primary thing, man. With me, my goal is to create the largest team ever in history with the highest income per agent in real estate commissions. That's kind of the goal with the team. That's my journey now. But no, to answer your question, it can be either or. I mean, you can just sell, you can sell and recruit, whatever you want to do. But if you're just going to sell, it's great because you have all the tools. You have the company of the future. This company will be the largest real estate company in the world pretty soon. At the rate that they're growing, they're not going to stop growing, and they're in U.S., Canada, UK, and Australia. They'll open up 2 more countries this year and 2 more next year. They're going to continue to dominate, and they're going to be a force. And you're going to see more and more bigger agents like myself come over. But for the everyday agent that's just a single agent that's not interested in recruiting, I would say a couple of things. One, it's a 16 cap. Okay, it's a 16 cap. You can get stock back, in this incredible company that's going to experience amazing growth over the next decade. There's an agent commission buyback where you can put 5% of your commission towards the stock at a 10% discount every commission if you want to. And that's one thing. So it's a great setup for just an agent that just wants to sell. But here's what I would say. Most of the people making money recruiting, they're doing 20, 30,000 a month, and you'll talk to them and they'll tell you they got 400 or 500 agents in their downline in their network. And you think, oh my gosh, I'll never recruit that many agents. What you don't realize is that agent only recruited like 26 agents a couple years ago.
Yeah.
It turned into 500, and now they're doing 20, 30,000 a month. So, if you came in as a solo agent, you don't want to recruit, that's fine. If you run into somebody who's looking to change, and a lot of agents are looking to make changes, and they're looking for a better option. And when you compare EXP to other companies, they have a big advantage. People are flocking to this, especially right now with the growth, and then how much growth they're going to experience. Now is the best time because now they're proven in the market, and we have lots of growth ahead of us. If you wait a year, it's still going to be good, but this is going to be a big growth year for the next 12 months. And but if you recruited just one every couple months for a couple years, and then gave it another 2 or 3 years, you can be making 20,000 or more a month. Just on the side. If you look at it on a 3 to 5 year, plan, where you're just selling real estate, doing your thing, you pick up an agent here or there, just accidentally on the side. Next thing you know, 4 years later, you're doing, an extra couple 100,000 a year. I mean, so,
that's exciting.
It is. It's a very interesting situation.
Very, very cool. So let's shift gears for a minute. Let's talk about, you've built this amazing brand in the marketplace as a positive force for the real estate industry, which again, I give you a ton of respect for. Let's talk about training and coaching. What is your opinion? Is there a difference between training and coaching? Is it the same to you? What is your opinion between the two?
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's debatable. I don't know. I guess, you could chop it up and try to, write definitions for, different words and say this is this and this is that, but I don't really pay attention to that. I just do what I do and, just kind of, stay at it and just try to help agents. You can call it whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just trying to share what I have accomplished, what I did to accomplish what I accomplished, in hopes that somebody just picks up something out of it, just pick up something out of what I'm doing and get out there and use it. If you want to call it coaching or training or, whatever you want to call it, I don't care what you call it. Just go out there and do stuff and make it happen,
Love it. Love it. So walk people through what, just high level, real quick, kind of what your program looks like. What is it that you train agents to do?
The program is basically a 90-day action plan. Okay. So the 90-day action plan, the first week or two, however long you want to take, you can do it in a day if you want to, is a course. There's a course on the website. So that's the first part of the 90 days. Then the next part is a 28-day challenge where you get a daily challenge, a video texted to you every day at 7 o'clock in your time zone for 28 days. So that's the second part of the challenge of the 90-day action plan. And then the third leg of the 90-day action plan to finish out the 90 days is you just continue on that path of what you basically picked up during that course and during that 28 days. That kind of gives you an idea of all the different options I think are the best, most efficient activities. And then if you want to chop it down to your favorite 2 activities and you just want to nail that for 90 days, great. For the rest of the 90 days, if you liked the 28 days exactly the way it was, you can just continue on that routine, but it's just basically to expose agents to what I feel like is the best, most efficient activities to produce the most, like the most business for the least amount of money.
Yeah.
And then everybody's going to take it and kind of mold it into their own thing, so there's some core principles in there that probably shouldn't be tweaked at all. And then there's other parts of it in there that you can kind of use it and make it your own if you want to. You know what I mean? So at the end of the 90 days, you email me and you get a call. I want to talk to you about how the 90 days went. What were your successes? What did you have problems with? Where your business is right now, how long you've been selling, what your goals are, and try to give you some advice moving forward on what you should be thinking about, to kind of start moving towards your goals. So that's basically the plan from there. And then I'm always available for questions or, comments and different things like that, 24/7. So that's it.
Very, very cool. And it's all free. I mean, that's the cool thing, right? You don't charge anything for this. It's all free. What would you say to people that look at that as a strategy, maybe to make money elsewhere, right? Speaking gigs, make money from affiliates. That, hey, I'm going to do this thing for free to benefit over here. What's your opinion on that? What would you say to someone that says, hey, he's coaching for free in order to make money over here?
I would say that's pretty smart. You're giving away your deepest secrets. It's not like I'm giving you part of what I do,
right.
And you have to pay for more. I'm telling you exactly how you could sell 100 properties in your first year. I already had an agent that did it. I'm telling you exactly what to do. And you don't have to buy or go to my speeches or do anything. I don't care if you do that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you to do any of that stuff. I'm just going to tell you exactly how to build $1 million a year business, and you can go do what you want with it.
Sure.
I'm not telling you to buy anything or do anything or buy my books or go to my events or anything. You don't have to do any of that stuff. The bottom line is I want you to take what I'm doing, like I said, and go succeed. Go take action. Go create business. Build your database. Provide for your family. Succeed. Not fail.
Love it. Love it. Last question, Ricky. I appreciate you being on the show today. What advice or what are you working on with your students and with the agents on your team, through this kind of outbreak, this pandemic? What are you telling them to do to continue to build their business through this time?
It's the same thing I've been telling them ever since I started coaching. Because the reason I started the coaching and training and videos and speeches and writing books is because when I took a hard look at what I went through during the crash, right? I lost everything, went back to roofing houses, worked on an oil rig, read 100 books, came back, became the top agent in Alabama. Sold 100 properties a year since 2014, still going. I took a hard look at everything going on in the market in terms of how market cycles actually work, right? The fact that closings continue to happen every day, and the fact that all the coaching and training out there absolutely was horrible. No coaching or training was out there talking about what I wanted to share with the industry. And it was all set up to set them up for a moment just like this and to get in the right mindset going into a moment like this. And you look at, I can't wait for April pending index, pending home sale index to come out from NAR here in a couple weeks or whenever they're going to do that, to look and see what the real numbers are for people that actually wrote contracts during the month of April, the scariest moment of the pandemic. And the numbers are going to be absolutely shocking to the agents that have been sitting on the sideline thinking there's no business going on. Look in your MLS. There's closings that have been happening every day since the pandemic started. There's new listings and there's new pending deals. Have those numbers shifted some because of this? Sure, of course. Yep. But if you look at it, the industry is so incredibly large, and we're, as an agent, we're just an absolute little speck in the industry. And it doesn't matter if industry's like this and we're a speck, and the industry shrinks by 50% or even 90%, we're still a little speck in this little 10% that's left. There's still more business than you can ever handle by yourself in your life forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so you just have to understand the mindset of how everything works and how the market cycles work. When something shocks the market, like what happened here, all the buyers kind of put the brakes on and go away for a second. They want to catch their breath and see what's going to happen. That scares agents into thinking that the market is completely dead and they just stop what they're doing. But if they would realize that what they have to do is continue going and actually lean more into the business during that time, talk to more people, spend that time you have now that you're not showing property, you're sitting at your house, to talk to more people, see what's going on, see what you can do to help them. Because there are people that are buying and selling, obviously, because it's happening every day. And if you're just sitting around thinking, I'm just going to wait till this blows over, it's a big mistake. So you just got to stay busy doing the same things I've been talking about for years. Just call property owners, check on them, see what you can do to help them. They're always going to remember you called them during the pandemic. And, just keep building that brand and, helping people buy and sell properties. It's not rocket science.
I could not agree more. I think that agents that are sitting on the sidelines for the last month, they're going to pay the price over the next 90 days because we know everything we do today pays off in 90 days. And they are going to be very, very upset at themselves. So I couldn't agree with you more. So anybody watching this now or in the future wants to learn more about EXP, joining your team, learning from you, what is the best way to connect with you and learn more?
Really, ZeroToDiamond.com. You can you can join the 90-day action plan. You can email me from there. Instagram DM is a really good place to get me. That's really the best place, is ZeroToDiamond.com, Instagram, YouTube. That's really the best way to get me. And, I answer every email, I answer every DM on Instagram, every single one of them. I spend hours every day, answering the smallest little tedious little questions, and no question is too small. I mean, these people really need help. That's why I spend so much time answering these questions, because I feel like if I don't, I'm kind of turning my back on the industry, because they're desperate for answers. They're crying out, please help me with this situation, So that's why I do it.
No, I totally agree, man. And you're totally right. I mean, I get questions every day too, man. Agents need help and they need good advice. So, man, thank you so much. I'll put all of Ricky's links beneath this video. Go check him out. He's an amazing influence in the industry. Ricky, thank you so much for being on the show, man.
Enjoyed it. Thanks, bro.
All right, brother.